Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of our Google Ads training. Today we're going to be setting up our conversion tracking. Now it's important to set this up so that we can tell Google when they're making a good decision and when they're making a bad decision as far as reaching potential clients. So let's get into the training. Now we are going to begin tracking conversions inside our Google Ads account. So what you do is you get in here and you go to tools and settings, and under measurement, click on conversions. And then we're gonna take you to this screen and go ahead and hit the plus sign, add a conversion. There's two different conversions that we typically track. I usually track a form submission on the website as well as a phone call. So it's depending on your business, you might just skip the website, have them call us directly, call now. And so we'll have that option on the ads as well as a call extension. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and track an action on our website. So pick a category that this action falls under. So for us, because it's a form submission, we are going to be doing submit lead form. We're not going to use a value for this one, and we're just going to count. If we were doing like a store, like a Shopify store, we would count each purchase as a conversion. But right now it doesn't matter to us if somebody fills out the form once or 5 times. We're going to get a hold of them. So we're going to track the click-through window, 30 days, and we're going to click on the last click here. So go ahead and hit create and continue. Now it's going to ask you to install the tag. So you either need to have the back end of your website available for you to go insert the tag code, or what I would prefer is Google Tag Manager. And if you don't have any of those, check out our other trainings because we can get you set up. Because what's the point of spending all this money on your website, getting a good website, getting a working website, getting ads to get people to this awesome website if you don't know what they're doing? So we're using Google Tag Manager here. And so it's giving me a conversion ID and a conversion label here. And so I'm going to go to tagmanager.google.com and make sure you're on the same Gmail account here. And we're going to scroll down. For us, we have a ton of clients, but for you, it's probably just 1 or 2. And so we're going to scroll down to the website that we are going to be tracking. Click on the container. Go to tags. So there's a couple things we're going to track here. Right now, you can see we already have Google Analytics tracking set up for this website. That's for us using Google Analytics to track our goals when people get to the site. So that's an organic and when it comes to ad spend. So what I'm doing is we are going to also add tracking for the Google ads by themselves. Therefore, we could tell the ad, hey, you did a good job, or hey, you did a terrible job, stop spending money over here. And so it's going to help the ads learn over time. So go ahead and hit new. There's 2 things we're going to add here. We're going to add the conversion linker, and we're going to fire this on all pages. And so I'm going to put ads conversion linker, firing that on all pages. And then we're also going to add an action here. So with Google, it's telling us to go ahead and do a submit lead form. So conversion ID is going to be this here. So we're going to go down here to conversion tracking, conversion ID, paste that code in there, conversion label, paste that code in there, submit, and then we're going to fire this on the contact form submit. And so we already created that, but just for kicks, we'll create another one here. So we're going to fire this. There's a couple different options. So you go into your website, and for us, it's going to be this form right here. So when they submit this form, we're going to want this track because this is the goal, is to get into contact with a client here. So there's a couple different ways that you can fire this. We don't want to do this like the conversion linker and have it fire on all pages. What that's going to do is it's going to make any action on any page of the site the goal, the conversion. And that's not what we're wanting. We don't care how many people get to our website. If we don't talk to them, we're not making any sales. And so what we're doing here is we want them to fill out the form, learn more information. That gives us their information. We're able to get into contact and stay in contact. And so there's a couple different ways that you can do this form here. So just for kicks, we already have this firing for Google Analytics, but I'll just show you kind of what we're doing here. So you just pick a trigger. And so we did form submission in some forms, or you can track all forms on your site. And then form ID equals, and then we'll go to the website itself. And if you inspect, right click and inspect, it'll tell you the form ID, which is 24. And so that's what we're going to track here is form 24. Now, if you don't have that, because we're using WP Forms for this website, if you have a thank you page that pops up after they submit the form, you could track the thank you page form. So just take that URL of the thank you page, and then you go to Google Tag Manager and you can go to page view, some pages, click URL equals, and put in the thank you page there. So you could do it that way. You could also, if you don't have either of those things, most likely you're going to have a specific setup for your forms. And so another thing that you can try to track, but it can get muddy if you have this on multiple pages, is you can try to track just the click. So just links, some clicks, click URL. You can try other variations of getting that trigger to fire. For us, the best one is going to be the one we created, the form submission, and that should be the best for you as well. So we're going to add this as submit lead. We're going to save it. So now we've got both of these tags created. We got the conversion linker firing in all pages. So now if we create a new page and we're going to have a different form, for instance, being submitted, we can track that form individually as well, but we just make that fire on all pages, just making it look for the Google Ads conversion, and then Google Ads submit lead, the contact form submitting. So to do now, you have to make sure you hit submit over here at the top right, submit, publish, continue, and there we go. It's on there. Now you can go into your tag manager and just test it out. So if you hit preview, put in the website that we are going to, and we'll just do test, or test@test.com. And so when you create this, I'm not a robot. So far, we're still seeing nothing is fired, just the Google Ads all pages has fired, and the conversion, or not Google Ads, Google Analytics all pages is fired, and a conversion linker is fired, but we're looking for this call form submit here. And so if I hit submit, it takes you to this page here. And so then I look over here and contact form submit, Google Ads form submit. So both of those goals have fired in Google Analytics. That is also firing for me in Google Ads to tell the ad that we want more people like the one that just clicked this button. So hopefully that all makes sense. So now that we've gone over here, we've got Google Ads connected, we hit done. It's going to take a few days to verify the tracking of this form, and that'll allow us to now go into the ad campaigns itself, create a new campaign, and we can do leads, and we can do search, and we can do an ad to do form submissions. And then we'll be able to tell Google that every time we get a submission is a good thing. Google will search for more people like that. And so in the next lesson, we're going to go over creating our first ad, getting it set up with conversion tracking as well, and also adding a call extension onto that ad. So we'll see you in the next video.